What is up, guys? Jonny B here again today, and we're going to be bringing you a video on a 2014 Mustang. Now, I've worked on a couple of Mustangs. I've done wet bodies, but never anything like this. Normally, they're just like fender flares, and now we're going to be doing a full wide body kit. This gives me kind of like a Rocket Bunny, Liberty Walk-esque look. The kit's name is Shirokai. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but here, I'll show you guys the name. That's it right there. If you look that up, they make body kits for a lot of other cars too, but specifically they made one for this car, which is the car we're gonna be working on today. And it's, you know, designed for it. So it's gonna be cool to see. The kit isn't made out of fiberglass. It's made out of like plastic, but it seems really nice and strong, very durable. So it's gonna be cool to do one of these for the first time. So here it is, look at that. Got the kit laid out. This is an aftermarket front bumper, so it has like a lip built in. So I'm gonna see if I can, you know, work around it and make it work. If not, we might need to get a stock OEM bumper. That bumper piece, so that goes from here to there, mounts to the bottom of this. So this goes in here. Obviously that goes on top. Comes with side skirts as well, which is really cool. I test fitted them and they like fit perfectly. And then we have this little rear end piece, which also has kind of like a slit there. Like if we wanted to add like a little air dam, we can like open that up. And then same thing back here, has another one. Maybe like with a nice little slit, clean cut, can make them actually like useful. I'm gonna have to talk with the customer if he wants to do that. Obviously it's more work to get all that done. That one has a slit there as well. It has a carbon fiber wing already. So the kit, you can order it with the wing, but he already had this carbon fiber ducktail, so he opted to stay with that. And we have this side with a gas cap, side skirt again, and obviously same thing on this side. But it's looking really like a really nice kit. I don't know, I'm excited. This is gonna be fun. Got the first fender installed. I went ahead and bolted this to that. That way we had the perfect body line, and then I could worry about how that's gonna go bolted here, and then lining this up right here as well. The kit fits awesome. It's pretty cool. Got the kit all on. This is just the test fit. I still have to cut underneath it, but I wanted to make sure that I put these on. That way I know when I cut, I'm gonna cut to the perfect point and I'm not gonna cut past or too short and whatnot. So that's what helps out a lot when installing new body kits, is just installing them first and then figuring out where it needs to be cut before I cut, because then that's where the biggest mistake can happen and you can have a really bad cut that shows and then you just mess up. Look at this thing, it's super wide. I still have to figure out how to do the front lip. This is an aftermarket bumper, so that I'm gonna have to chop that front lip off that has on here, like built in to the fiberglass bumper. It's not a problem. It's already all cracked and, you know, it's been hit a couple times, and usually, you know, after a while that happens to fiberglass. So removing that's probably gonna help out a lot. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna kind of custom fit the splitter, or I guess it's a splitter, or the front lip, and you know, make it fit. But look at this. Oh yeah, put the side skirts on too. They're not bolted, they're just like laying on there. I believe they go bolted over here because there's no bolt spots here, so you don't really want to, I guess, see the bolt spots on this edge, but they're going to be in here and through the back, so they're not visible, but they're still going to hold the side skirt in place. It holds itself up regardless. And then this side. So this side was a little bit more tricky because we needed to mount it, you know, perfectly to where we can adjust like millimeters, like just move it over a little bit, so that way when we go to open the gas cap, it clears and doesn't hit that part right there. You can see how close it gets right there. Screw it back a little bit. Your body kit, here goes this side, fender on as well. It looks so good, it's super wide. Normally this 197, it's a 2014. They're not so wide. And then after that, the 2015 and up, S550s, they got really wide from factory. So it made these look, you know, narrow body. But now with this kit, oh, it looks ridiculously wide. It's awesome. He's gonna need to get some really big wheels because the ones on there are already pretty wide. So imagine how wide you have to go. And that looks like the final product. You can see I bolted it to kind of like match the same look of the kit. That little part got bolted under because there was actually some fiberglass underneath there versus over here where there was nothing. So that looks really cool. Got like a little air duct, air dam underneath. And then it goes all the way around the side, evenly spaced, all the bolts. So it's like from here to here, it's 2 feet. You divide that by 3, you get 8-inch increments, and that's how it's divided it to get it all even. And to get it to look good here on the side, I had to overlap the lip onto the body kit a bit. So it's overlapped maybe about 1 inch, but it sits really flush, and it goes right over that part. So that's really nice. This was actually a little bit over, and that little, like, I want to say a centimeter longer than the bumper, and having that extra little centimeter longer than the bumper actually made it go right over this part of the body kit. So that was really nice to get that to fit properly. So here it is in the sunlight with the kit finally on. The lip is on, looking amazing. Really happy how that turned out for it not being the lip that's supposed to go with this. I think it's like a GT 500 bumper. And then look at that. Side skirts on, rear quarters. I went ahead and measured the distance between the fronts. I believe the fronts were 4 inches from, you know, the edge of this, where this wheel's at. And these are already sitting flush with the stock body. So 4 inches wider. We're talking 100mm wider front fender flares. And then in the rear, measured 5 inches. So we're talking 125mm rears. I don't know how wide these are, but these are already ridiculously wide. These are 295s. So imagine how much wider you need your wheel to be. So I measured from the inside to the edge. You need like a 14-inch wide rear and like a 12-inch wide front to get like a nice, good fitment. That's having the wheel all the way in. Obviously, you can change the offsets, have them be a little bit less aggressive, have the wheel kind of stick out more, or actually more aggressive because you want them to stick out. But it's ridiculous size. I took the gas cap off so we can go get the paint code and you know, match the paint as close as we can, because this is 6-year-old paint already. This is a 2014, so we're gonna try to get it to match up really nicely for him, so we can get all this done. By the way, his name is Renee. He doesn't have Instagram, so I might never be able to tag him on Instagram, but maybe later on after he's get this car done, you know, maybe he'll want to start his Instagram. I feel like it's almost gonna need like a diffuser in the back later on, but you know the build has progress. You just can't do everything all at once. The kit alone was like 3,500 bucks, so it's right up there with the price of a Rocket Bunny kit. And then, you know, getting it installed and paint matched is gonna add to the cost. He's gonna need suspension, wheels, before he even gets to think of like adding stuff like that. But this thing is gonna look crazy. It's so wide. If you just look at it from the front, it's ridiculously wide. So we're getting the paint matched here. You can see there we have the Ford. And then that little dot speck right there that you guys are seeing, that's the new color that we're testing out to see how it looks, checking it on camera. The metallic flake looks really close to it when you see it like at that angle right there. So that's just like my fears that it'll be a little bit darker, a little bit lighter, or a little bit different type of blue. So I'm looking at the kit and I'm gonna sand it down and get it all prepped for paint. One of the big things with the plastic kits is that unfortunately there are some like minuscule imperfections in the mold. So if you look here, there should be like a little dot like right there where the plastic is actually like deformed and it comes up a little bit. It's a little bit hard to see on camera. And then same thing with like here on this edge. You can kind of see that one. You see how it has like a little bit of a little dent. So I'm gonna try to sand it down with the blocking, with the actual like Durablock, to try to smooth all that out as much as possible, because this stuff will be seen, you know, after the paint. Same thing here. There's like a little like part that's a little taller. You can see when the light hits it, there's kind of like a deformity there. And just like little things in general, they're a lot better than a lot of the fiberglass kits. I like these kits because of that. One of the biggest issues with the plastic kits is here in AZ. When you bolt them down like this, they tend to get a little bit of a curvature here. So I think to mitigate that, we might have to do like a 3M tape in between. to hold it down and not get, you know, get it to flex weird. Seems to be the issue here, at least here in Arizona, just because of the heat we get from the sun. Time to paint. I have the mask on, so that's why I might sound a little funny. But there it is, Ford Deep Impact Blue J4. It's a TransStar brand, so it's up there. It's the blue. So let's go ahead, get this mixed up. So we got everything painted, and look at that. It looks so good. This blue is beautiful. It gives like a purple type look, but then when the light hits it, it changes colors to like a brighter, much brighter blue. It looks good. I'm excited. Now I have to go chop up the car before I put these on. So I got the front end cut out. You can see the little radius cut, and then came back down to where it kind of like ends up being flush. And then I looked at the highest point of the frame where the tire would hit, and it's this section right here. So I just cut like right at where that's hit, because obviously that's going to be the highest that it's going to be able to go regardless. I mean, depending on how wide of a wheel he goes with as well. So I got that all measured out, got the cut, and now I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of spray paint just to kind of cover up the bare metal. And then same thing in the rear. I went ahead and marked it up where it was going to be the best location, and I went ahead and did, you know, just like a sketch to like line it up to where it was going to end up being nice here, instead of having like those weird jagged cuts where it's like useless to cut that way. I like to make it nice and smooth and go all the way up to like where the area we believe it's going to be interfering. And same thing here, and we have inner fender liner and metal there, so if we go anything past that, you're going to be able to see that, and it's useless because there's no need to cut more than what the tire can actually move up anyways. So I got the outer layer cut out, and I went ahead and did the little slits on the inner layer. You can see most of it is actually really close by, so I don't have to go all the way down. Luckily, it's a little bit easier with the Mustang. And then from there, we have to fold it up like it's here. Then I'm gonna go ahead and tack weld every single individual strip, chop it off, and then we can start sealing it. So here are the cuts. Got the rears done as well, all sealed up, flat blacked. The only thing is, now before I put the kit, I want to go ahead and clean it because the car is dirty. Look at that. It's got a bunch of dust everywhere. So I want to make sure that the car is clean before I go ahead and put the freshly painted kit on. That way I don't have to clean it after with the kit on. All right, the car is nice and clean now, shiny. That way we don't have to worry about any dust specks or anything getting onto the fresh kit. And the car's gonna look really nice to present it to the customer. He'll see it in a nice clean state. All right, we're back here with the kit. You can see the Mustang in the background. Let's go ahead and start putting these pieces on. So we got the right front fender on, and it's looking super, super nice now that it's color matched. Look at that. And then we left the lip black, and that gives it a nice contrast. Looks so good. Give you guys a little bit different angle. It's dark out, but look at this. Look at that blue shine. Woo! You can see when the light hits it, how it like reflects off of the body kit. So good. Still gotta put the gas cap. I took it off to get the paint match, but it's looking amazing. I'm gonna put the car and put the gas cap, but I'm gonna call it quits for tonight because I'm hungry. I haven't eaten. That looks crazy. This blue is actually really nice. We're here with Renee. He's the owner of the car, of the Mustang, and we're about to show him the car for the first time. Let's keep that camera on you while I lift this and give you a little reveal. he's got his friend there, which we also did a rocket bunny on his car. He gets to see the car for the first time. Go ahead, come on in, check it out. That's nice. You're gonna need a lot of meat back here. And then that's the side I was just sanding it down a little bit, giving it a little bit of a polish. Yeah, and the front lip ended up turning out pretty nicely for not being the correct lip for that bumper, for the GT500 bumper. But I think that looks better. I mean, you already have a modified bumper, so it's already an upgrade versus having the stock one. So I might as well keep it. But yeah, looks crazy. Yeah, it's like super wide compared to the FRSs, right? They're like this thing is like super wide compared to that one.
The V3 one's probably the widest.
Yeah, and I don't even think it's this wide.
Yeah,
like it's crazy because I measured out 12-inch fronts and like 14-inch rears. If you want to like get like something really aggressive, and those wheels like a 3-piece setup around that wide will probably cost around like $3 grand. It'll be around there, maybe a little bit more. There's some wheels that go up depending on what type of specs you want. They can go up much higher.